Okay, let's continue with the typography basic. Let's do the type on a path. Now I've showed you how to use the finder to find your file. So you click on this and you can go to wherever you put your files. But let's say you can't seem to find your file. So what you can do is you can search right here, and I'm going to put in typography and see what I can find in here. So I'm going to look through here, and I see the folder, but now I'm going to put in, I know my naming conventions, so I'm going to put in 0, Glenn, and see what I can find that way. And here's my file, and it gives me a preview right there. So I can click on that, and it'll open up an Illustrator, and we'll continue on with the type on a path. Now right now our path is a black stroke. Sometimes you might draw a line and you won't see anything because it doesn't have a black stroke. So you can click on this thing to do the default fill and stroke right down here, and you'll see your line. Now we'll go on the type tool, click and hold, and we'll go to the type on a path tool, and we'll click on the line, and wherever you click on the line is where it's going to start the typing. So right here I can say I can type on a path. And I'm going to use a thing called title case. So big important words are capitalized, and some of the smaller subordinate words are lowercase. And the one thing you might have noticed that it will remember your baseline shift, so you might have it baseline shifted off of your line from the previous lesson. So let's take that down to 0 baseline shift, and you can select your text and just up arrow to make it larger, to make it fit on the path. Something else you can do is use the selection tool, and you can adjust where the center point is by clicking on this red line in the middle. You can control where the right justify path is. So if you have something like this and you can't see all the letters, you may be able to adjust the right justify, and over here, this line here is your left justify. It's not letting me adjust it here. There it goes. There's my left justify, so if I need to get right to the end of the line, I can. So those are adjustments. And if I want it to be centered on this line, centered on this red line right here, I can just click that. Or if I want it right justified that way, or left justified. So I'm going to put it on the center. I can type on a path. Now we'll go to a circle. So let's make a circle. I'm going to use the ellipse tool, and I'm going to hold Alt and Shift. And the cool thing about using Alt and Shift is Shift makes it a perfect circle. Alt makes it grow from the center. So this is a circle. It can be a stroke and path like that, or if you just want a fill, that's fine, because it's going to, as soon as you use the type on a path tool, it's going to convert it into type on a path. It will no longer be a shape. So we can click right here, and I can say I can type on a circle. And I think that's a little bit too big, so I'll make it smaller. And I can copy it, paste it, Control C, Control V, Control V again. I'll select the text, copy, Command C, the Apple key, Command V is paste, and I'll paste it around. Right now we can't see what it did here. I'm going to undo that. What it did here is it put the I right next to the circle, so we'll put a space there. Now we can paste it. And you see how it's not matching up right there? You can fix that a couple different ways. You can select all the text and just make it a little bigger and try to make it match on the end, or you can just make it smaller and see if you can get another line on there. I'm going to select it all, make it all the same size. 12. And right here, it still has a big gap. So I'm going to select it. I'm going to use this one right here, tracking. So I'll select that and I'll arrow up on the keyboard and I'll just track it a little bit, see if I can make it match up. So if it's not on the circle quite the way that I would like, I can use the selection tool here and I'll find the center point red line and I can just rotate this thing around to where I want it to be. Oops, there's not a space after circle and I, and it messed up down here, so I'm going to reduce some of the tracking. There we go. So now that looks pretty good. And like I said, I can adjust that center point to wherever I want. Maybe I want the word I to be at the top, like that. So that's it. That's the first major step in typography. Very good. I'm glad you got this done.